What's going on, guys? So welcome back. Today we got some stuff in the mail. Specifically, we're going to be throwing in a window net. You can see a window net with a Tim McAmis is window net release system, which is it's pretty nice. It's really clean install. So we'll take a look at the stuff right here. So this is another project. Hopefully get these tie downs welded on the car. But we'll see the limiting chains. But here's the Tim McAmis' window net system, where so it comes with a 3D printed template so that you can connect the tabs to them with a bolt. That way you can freehand, you don't have to be holding these tabs on while you're trying to tack them to the window bars. It's a lot of little pieces, but basically this pin right here is going to be spring loaded inside of the tabs, and then it'll have this little cover on top of this pin where you can slide it back and it'll release the bar right here, which the net hangs off of, and then the net falls off. The bottom bar is in place, and it comes with this bung where you just weld it into the cage. You drill a hole into the door bar, and then you weld that little bung in there. I also got so this comes with pretty decent instructions too. So it's really clean. It gives you kind of an idea of how it's going to look. And then I also got a custom window net made so that it fits the right way. I just went with the minimum 10 inches across, and then it's like 18 by 22 by 10 inches up top. So let me get cleaned up here, and then we will get started throwing this in, and then maybe we'll get to those limiting chains too. It just really depends on how spunky I'm feeling with welding on steel today, which I don't know, we'll see. The very impossible task, since I don't have a lot of room over here at all, of taking out this seat just so that I can have all the room that I can while I'm welding this in, welding in the window net kit. But how you guys sit back, relax, and watch me take this apart, because it is kind of a nightmare to get the seat out. We're going to take the template now, which is going to face this way. Snap it on here, like right about where I think it's going to go. Got the window net, and I'm thinking I want it to be about right here. I'm thinking that this is about right. So I'm only gonna tack, like one thing at a time. I want to do this just a little bit loose. That way it's not pushing on my shoulder or my arms right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and probably tack these tabs on right here, and then mark a location for this bottom bung to get drilled into the cage right here. But we'll get to it. Alright, we got the paint for the most part cleaned up off of here, so I've got a good place to weld to. So now to get the actual tubes a little bit closer, one side of this is finished so that it slips into the 1/2 inch tube easier, and this other end is the side that you're going to weld to the cage. But I'm going to take a little tiny bit off of this, that way this hook, instead of sitting 2 inches off of the cage, I'm going to sink it a little bit closer and weld from about here. That way it's just less clearance, things for me to hook on it or get stuck, and then the neck can also be closer to the actual cage and not all up in my business. Of all the tools in the world, I do not have a vise or bench vise or anything of that nature. So what I'm going to do instead, in order to cut these semi-quasi safely, is I've drilled two 3/8" holes pretty much straight down into these 2x10s that are screwed together, and I'm going to put probably some like deck screws or nails on the sides of both of these so that they don't move back and forth while I'm trying to cut them, and then I'll take the cutoff wheel and go down my lines that I made right there and go straight down. That way when I weld it to the cage, I get as close as a fit as I can to the roll cage. Every now and again we do have some ideas that work. There you go. Lower clearance, nice and flat surface there on the bottom. That should work. We'll get those, well, I'm going to probably do the forward tabs first. The top forward tabs first, tack those on there, and then base the whole rest of the window net on that. Alright, I want everyone here to be honest. Okay? If you can tell me that you saw this coming before I did it, hit that like button or leave a comment and tell me what you did. I'll show you first, and then tell me if you can see what's wrong. Any guesses? You guys want a hint? If I look frustrated, it's because I spent well, most of it is my fault. I was trying to weld without the argon so the argon bottle was off, but there was still argon in like pressurizing the line. So there was argon for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just, tapered off. So then I couldn't figure out why it was just spitting all over me, and I was having a really hard time. But so you can get the idea. Hopefully you guys can see, but so the tube for the top part of the window net hooks up right there, and it's spring loaded with those little pins. Simple enough. That's it. All right. Basically, this is how it's going to sit in here, and then you just go, and then it comes out. That's it. Alright, well, we got everything welded in. There's the bung deal. It looks like doo-doo, but I'm over it. This little guy right here doesn't look half bad. That one up there, good thing no one's ever going to see it. And same with that one, good thing no one's ever going to see it. I'm going to get out of this car because I hate sitting in here. Well, after an entire afternoon of this thing kicking my butt, this has not been necessarily the easiest thing for me to install, but it came out really good, and it's super easy, really functional. Okay, that's it. Just have to clean up, throw the seats back in. I'll probably repaint later, just because I'm already tired of messing with this today.